I'm Amy, and we are Wise Monkey Quilting in Denison, Iowa. And you can find me here every Friday morning. Okay, today is Saturday, so the first Saturday of the month, and then it'll be Fridays after this, where we sew a quick and easy sewing project that you can make for yourself or for your friends. Today we are doing a book pillow, which is fun and easy and make great gifts. So I'll show you how to put that together this morning and give you maybe you need some fabric to make some book pillows or some pillow forms. So we've got some stuff for you this morning that you can get for yourself and make these for yourself or your friends.
Good morning, Gladys, Evelyn, Ilma is watching along with Brenda and Lori, Karen.
Good morning.
Linda. Marla says it's a beautiful morning in Texas.
Good.
Hi, Barb, Maggie, Kathy. Evelyn's wondering if you're feeling better. I would say it's
progressing.
Yes. Hi, Steve. He says good morning, everyone. So thank you to our greeter, Steve. Little A is checking in along with Carol, Pam.
Good morning.
And I did wave behind here. I know you couldn't see it, Pam.
You did wave.
Karen and Martha, she's going all out again. Pancake sausage for breakfast. And
Martha
sausage.
always does a good job for breakfast.
Victor, good morning, along with Lisa,
morning.
Karen, Deb, Lois, Donna, Debbie, and Kelly so far.
Well, wonderful. So here's what we're making this morning. When you buy the fabric bundle, or a pillow form, I will send you with it my pattern, which includes 2 sizes. You can make a book pillow for a 16-inch pillow. This is great. It's got the handle they can carry. It's got the pillow to put the book in or whatever they need. So this one fits, and it's got an envelope back, so it's easy to take off and wash. This one fits on a 16-inch pillow form. Makes great gifts. Or maybe you need one for yourself to put on the bed or something like that. This is a 20-inch pillow form. Also has a handle, has that front pocket to put the book in, envelope backing so you can take it off for easy washing. Isn't that pretty? So who says you need to make a book pillow for kids? This would look great sitting on the bed with your book in it, or your couch, or your chair, or you're on your front porch, or wherever that you need to have it to keep that book safe.
So I'm going to check in with a few more here.
Sure.
Julie and Pam. Marla's wondering which way is it progressing, better or worse?
I don't know.
That might be when what time of the day you ask her.
That is right.
Kathy says, I think we're supposed to have a beautiful day, but she's not sure because she's still in bed and so comfy.
Oh, that's okay. You don't worry about the rest of the day yet.
Emily loved the Dresden plate heart quilt yesterday.
You.
Little A says it's snowing up in Wisconsin, supposed to get 10 inches. Wow.
They're actually, maybe Martha is supposed to get snow too. It's supposed to be very northern Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin get some snow today.
Julie says good morning. She's enjoying the Minnesota salad, 3 kinds of M&Ms.
That's a Minnesota salad?
According to Julie, yes.
Well, that is awesome. Good to know.
Hi, Marianne. April. Okay, everybody ready?
Okay.
40 days till spring.
Oh, that's easy.
4 days till April's birthday.
Oh, it's coming up fast.
Yes, 320 days till Christmas, 6 days to Valentine's Day, and 7 days to St. Patrick's Day. 37.
Okay, 37.
Yeah, we better get that float made.
Yes, we better.
Hi, Karen, Tammy, Julie. Julie was a winner yesterday.
Yes, she was.
But the second Julie here, it wasn't, well, I'm sure she was a winner yesterday. She didn't happen to win here.
Just not at Wise.
Yes. Connie, Jane, Rhonda, Triss, Yes, those are pillow forms behind Amy, and
Yep.
those will be available this morning.
They will be.
And yeah, so I'm turning it back over to you.
All right. So before I get started to show you how to make the book, because they are make the pillow book, they are super easy. So we do have some fabric bundles for you. The one I made has Abby from Sesame Street. So if you have a little girl, and what a great, like, Easter's coming up, Easter for the Easter basket, what a great gift. You make the pillow and then you put a book in it, you're good to go. So I have the fabric bundle. What you get in the fabric bundle is a half a yard of the two main prints. So whatever is your pocket is also your backing. And then you're also your top of your pillow, also the inside of your backing. And then a fat quarter.
What? It was a yard and a yard.
Oh, yard.
Yes.
Yard and a yard.
Yes.
Good thing you were watching me.
I didn't know if things had changed
Medication
since
getting to my head.
We had talked last time.
A yard and a fat quarter. Because all the fat quarter is the lining for your pillow, which is actually the inside of your pillow and your handle. So you get a yard of pink, a yard of the Sesame Street print, and a fat quarter of the green. Excuse me. So for $29.50, this is it's sold 100 Abby, ABBY.
Can we just maybe show the Abby? I'm going to
Sure.
give them a little better look at it here. So there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure they knew. The other ones, they don't need to zoom in on because they can see that. But
okay. So that is Fabric Bundle 100 Abby. Maybe you have a little boy in your life. I know I have 3 little boys. Their mother would love this. So I found some dinosaur print. So you've got your dinosaurs. So a yard of dinosaur. A yard of dinosaur skin fabric. It's really just fabric, but it looks like dinosaur skin. And then a fat quarter of the really pretty green. So this would be the handle and the accent on top of the pocket to go with your dinosaur print. So this is also $29.50, sold 100 Dino, D-I-N-O. And then this is, I will just tell you, because you guys might not be familiar with all of the cartoons that are out there that they watch, but this is Jake in the Neverland. So what about a pirate book? So you could do the pirate, and then, so it's a yard of the pirate, a yard of a red grunge, and then a dark blue accent. So $29.50 for the fabric bundle, sold 100 pirate. And then we have a Dr. Seuss. So this makes it easy. You go to Walmart or Sam's or wherever you want to go and get a little Dr. Seuss book. You make up the pillow and then you put the Dr. Seuss book in it. You have the perfect present. So we have a yard of the Dr. Seuss fabric. There's a yard of yellow to go with it. And then I thought this was really cute for the handle and the accent. It has all of the colors of Dr. Seuss in there. So $29.50 for this fabric bundle, sold 100 Seuss, S-E-U-S-S. And then it doesn't have to be for kids. It can be for grown-ups too. This one I made with the tulips. So you have your tulip fabric, and then this really pretty purple or lilac and a yellow accent. So we have that as well.
And that is sold tulips.
Tulips. So you get a yard of the tulips, a yard of the purple, and a fat quarter of the yellow. Sorry. And then the one I'm making this morning is a blue floral. So we're doing a blue. The accent at the front is a brown flower and then a brown fat quarter. So this is sold 100 blue. And the worst thing about it when I cough is my eyes water, so it always looks like I'm crying, but I'm not. It's just my eyes water.
And yes, little A, the bundles will make either the 16 or the 20.
Yep, you could do either or. If you do the smaller pillow, obviously you're going to have extra fabric left over. Gosh, that's terrible to have fabric left over for something else.
And I'm going to give you a little break here and go back and try to figure out where I left off here. Let's see, and I am not sure, but let's just go high. Yeah, Julie said, or your camper. Yes, that would be a good place.
Cute.
Lisa, Martha, it might have been around Debbie. I'm not sure now. Becky, Stacy, good morning. Lois, Deborah, Linda, Marilyn, Rose, along with Sharon, Janet. She says, little ones just love these.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, April, we said hi to already. Bernie, Linda, what is shipping today?
$5 flat rate shipping unless you buy $25 or more, and then your shipping is free.
Good morning, Jan, Catherine, Tina, Brenda, and Jane. Oh, do you have any fabric with Hot Wheels in the store?
We do not have any Hot Wheels fabric at the moment.
And I'm sure I missed some in that deal there. I apologize, but good morning, Janice, and anyone else who that I may have missed. I apologize. And
right.
Bonnie is checking in. I'm going to let Amy get to it. So.
And we do have pillow inserts as well. So we have a 16-inch. These are ultra plush pillow insert. They have a zipper. They have a zipper on them too. So not only can you insert the pillow inside that, but then you can also wash the outside. So the 16-inch pillow is $18.50. It's sold $101. Or we have the 20-inch, which made the big one. So your 20-inch pillow insert is the 20-inch is $29.84, and that one sold $102.
And if you purchase any of the above, any of the fabric bundles, or either or both of the pillows, you will get a free pattern with that.
Yes. All right. So here is how it works, and it really is super easy. The first thing we'll make is from your accent fabric, which this is the fat quarter that comes with it. And it gives dimensions. It gives you dimensions either pillow, the 16-inch or the 20-inch, because they're a little different. For the handle, all you do is you take your fabric. I better make sure my iron is hot. We're gonna fold this in half, wrong sides together, crease it, and then you take this and fold it into the middle, fold it into the middle, and then fold it one more time, and we'll sew it. And that's all you have to do for the handle. So I am just going to press it in half, wrong sides together.
And if you, let's see, trying to think of, not that maybe they need to see you ironing, but they cannot see you ironing.
They cannot, because my fabric is all in the way. Okay.
There we go.
All right, and then I'll pull the other side into the center.
Good morning, Carla.
And then I'll fold them both in. And it gets kind of hot. All right, so you fold it in, fold it to make that crease, fold both sides into the crease, and then you fold it again. So you have this handle, and I am going to sew about 1/8 of an inch on this open side to close that up. And I just have in some brown thread so everything matches. You can do any color thread you want. Maybe you want to see your thread.
Hi, Dixie, and Roxanne is also joining us this morning. So yes, $5 flat rate shipping today, or if you purchase $25 or more, it is free. So it's a good day to take advantage. Maybe you wanted to go back and find something in our comment sold store that you've been thinking about. Great time to add to it and to get over that $25 threshold.
All right, so there's that handle. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on our front pocket. So for our front pocket, and really you're getting a yard of, so for this particular one, you're getting a yard of the blue, a yard of the brown. If you want to flip them, you certainly can. It tells you the dimensions. What you're going to do is your inside of your pocket is going to be right side down, and your outside of your pocket is right side up. So you're putting wrong sides together, lining up the bottom of your pocket and the sides.
April, your machine will be coming via UPS.
We could probably send you a tracking number.
Yes,
today.
I made a note to do that for you. So.
All right, so we've got it lined up. I am just going to do a stitch all the way around the three sides, about 1/8 of an inch to hold it all in place. You're going to start where your fabrics meet. So don't worry about this 1 inch overhang. You're going to start right here. You're going to go all the way around, and then you're going to stop where your fabric meets again. And if you want to do this as a basting stitch, you can. I just do it as 1/8 inch, and then I don't worry about basting.
Georgina's checking in from southeast Minnesota.
And I'm just going all the way around. If you want to pin or do your clips to hold things together, you certainly can.
Marilyn's checking in along with Kathy. Emily says glue stick.
Sure, if you wanted to. And I'm just going to make sure that my fabric goes clear over to the side. If you seem to be a little off at the bottom, that's okay.
I remind you that Tuesday night of next week we have Treat Yourself Tuesday again. If you watched or are going to rewatch the strip club from yesterday, that quilt will be available on Tuesday night, and the pattern.
All right, so I've put my top of my, this is going to be the outside of the front of the pocket, and we left that overhang up here at the top. So what you're going to do is fold this down to meet the fabric and then press it. So you're going to fold all this down to meet your fabric, and then you're going to fold it over one more time. That is how you get that little accent lip at the top of your pocket. So I'm just going to fold that down, press, fold one more time, press, and then I'm going to just do 1/8 of an inch stitching across to hold it in place.
Vicki, we are making a
Book pillow?
book pillow. Pillow was coming out first, and I knew that wasn't right.
Well, it is a pillow. A pillow that holds a book.
So you can, you haven't missed much yet. We've shown how to make the handle, and the front pocket is what Amy is working on now. So haven't missed too much, but but you can always go back and watch the whole thing. And what we have available today, we'll be going through that as we go again here later on. Otherwise, I am scrolling through it during the show.
All right, so I just pressed it to meet, pressed it again, and now I'm going to sew along my open edge about 1/8 of an inch to hold that down and give it a nice finished look. This would be, I was kind of playing yesterday. If you had a really cute decorative stitch on your sewing machine, you could do a cute decorative stitch. If you have an alphabet on your machine, you could actually put their name on it. There's also, if you have an embroidery machine, once you get your pocket done, this would be a great time. You could put some type of embroidery on it. You've probably seen the ones where there is an embroidery and then it has a saying on it. You could easily do something like that on the front of your pillow. You could also, if you wanted to quilt this, you could put a piece of batting, fusible batting or normal in the middle, and you could quilt this, kind of give it a more texture. So you could do any of that you want. So we have our outer pocket done. We're gonna do our front of our pillow. So that's this piece right here, the whole front of our pillow. So we're just gonna lay that down. We're gonna take our pocket and we're gonna lay that right, matching up our sides and bottom. So you're matching up the 3 sides. And I'm just gonna put a couple clips and we're gonna do the same thing. We're just going to baste or sew all the way around to hold this together. And because we already did one stitch, you can just go right over the stitch that you just did and follow that same path.
Yes, Lois, the deadline for prizes for the Villa Rosa Challenge was yesterday morning at 8 a.m. It is always the first Friday of every month by 8 a.m. Central Time is when you need to have those quilts posted. But you can still post it. We would love to see your completed project.
Absolutely.
And yeah, make sure that we are going to show the new Villa Rosa Challenge in March. And then you have until the strip club in April to get that completed.
So we're actually going to show the pattern on March 4th, which is a Tuesday night for our Treat Yourself Tuesday. So I am just sewing all the way around just the pocket part, and I'm basically just stitching over that same stitch that I did when I put my pocket together. You can do this regular sewing, you can do this a basting stitch, however you want. Just do it close enough to the edge that when you put your pillow together, you're not going to see that stitching.
Yes, Lois, this month's quilt needed to be completed by the February strip club, so it was considered the February one. We give you a month off, so you don't have to make anything this month, and we will be showing the next one at the week before strip club, or the week before.
Tuesday before strip club.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So I've laid my pocket on my front of my pillow, and I have just sewn all the way around my 3 sides. So you start at the top of the accent and you finish at the top of the accent. So now all that we have to do is add on our handle to the top. And it does give, when you get my pattern, it gives you dimensions and it tells you how far in to measure. So I'm going to measure in, and I'm going to stick my handle about 1/4 inch over the top so we don't have to worry about that not catching. And then make sure you don't twist this or anything. And we're going to come around with the measurement, and we're going to put our other side about 1/4 inch up. So what I do is I kind of bend my handle, make sure it's not twisted, and now I'm going to go and I'm just going to sew right across both the ends of my handle to hold that in place. If you want to go forward and backward a couple times to give it some extra stability, you can. I found that because I'm also going to be sewing across it again, I didn't really worry about it too much.
Janice has a good idea here. She goes, when you get months behind like I do, she goes, when you get the pattern, write down the date of the pattern so you can go back and find the video.
There you go. That's a very good idea. That would be way organized. More than I ever would be.
Teresa, the pattern for this morning's project is free if you purchase any of the fabric bundles or one of the 2 pillow forms.
If you make a purchase this morning, I will include the free pattern.
Yes.
Okay, so there's the front of our book pillow. I've attached the handle. I've attached the front pocket. So now we're going to work on our envelope backing. On our envelope backing, we are using both fabrics. So we're using our one fabric that was the outside of our pocket and the fabric that was the front of the pillow, and they're going to be both used on the back. And I explain it in the pattern how to line them up. So on the first part, we're going to put I'm using the light brown, which is the front of my pocket. I'm going to put that down in the measurement that it said face up, and then I'm going to take my other fabric that happened to be the top of my pillow, and I'm going to line that up face down. Now they're not the same size, which is okay. All we're doing is lining up this right side because they're the same length. They're just not the same width. And I am just going to sew 1/4 inch down this one side.
And also, if you are joining us late, the fabric bundles, there's enough fabric in them to complete either the 16-inch or the 20-inch pillow.
Yep. So I'm just sewing 1/4 inch down that one side. Now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to press my seam. It doesn't really matter which way you press it. I like to press it to whatever my smaller fabric was. So I'm going to press it to that, and then I'm going to, well, I'll show you. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I'm going to press that. Okay, so I pressed that. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to, I'm folding it all the way over, wrong sides together, matching up the other end. And then what happens is you have a little lip on the front or a little accent point. So I'm going to press that. Make sure I'm lined up the same. Now, what I'm going to do, so I press that in half now. Where I pressed it, so this is my fold, I'm going to bring it to my machine and I'm going to sew 1/8 of an inch. And then I'm going to come over where I originally pressed and do kind of a, it looks like a really nice finishing stitch, and do about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 2 stitches, 1/8 of an inch right about the fold, and then 1/4 of an inch from where I originally sewed. And just use, a thread that coordinates with your fabric. And it makes a nice finished touch so it looks like it's store-bought. So that was the 1/8 of an inch. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to, right where I originally sewed, I'm going to run my 1/4 inch foot right along there. So I'm just sewing 1/4 inch from that.
So you're just doing a straight stitch then?
I'm just straight stitching.
And I think Emily has an idea for people that maybe don't have time to do all the projects as we go. She goes, that's another reason not to plug in the vacuum cleaner.
So true. All right, so see how I did that? I did 1/8 of an inch from the folded edge, and then I did about 1/4 of an inch down from my original stitching line. So that gives it a nice finished edge. So that was 1/2 of the backing. Now you have 2 other pieces, and this one is just opposite. I put my smaller piece of my blue down first, face up, and then my lighter brown, which is my bigger piece, face down, and I'm just lining up this right edge, and I'm going to do the same thing, sew my 1/4 inch down this side.
Good morning, Susan and Sherry.
Good morning.
Brenda, I think the snack mats, those were 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Two weeks ago was a long time.
It would have been a Friday show for sure.
Would have been a Friday show for sure.
It would have been a breakfast with Amy.
All right, I sewed my 1/4 inch. Same thing. When I open this up, I'm going to press it. I'm just pressing it to the blue. I don't think it really matters. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to actually fold it in half, wrong sides together, match up my other end. So now you just get a bigger piece up here on the front. Here we had a small little accent, here we have a bigger one. And then I'm going to press that, and we're going to do the exact same thing.
Today, $5 flat rate shipping, 25, or if you spend 25 or more, it is free.
So on my fold, I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to sew 1/8 of an inch from my fold. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here, sew about 1/4 inch from my original stitching line to finish this one off.
Tammy, that we do not have that blue iron available that Amy is using today. We do have another one that we have had on that would probably be in the comment sold store. But the blue one that Amy has there, that is not one that we have for sale.
Alright, so now I'm just sewing that 1/4 inch from that original stitching line. So I sewed 1/8 of an inch from my fold and 1/4 inch from down here.
Oops, see?
Are you having issues?
Yeah, I kicked the tripod.
Uh-oh.
Everybody just jumped in their seat to wherever they are this morning.
All right, so now we're gonna put this together. So we're gonna lay our top that we did, and I'm gonna fold that handle down so that's a nice straight line across. And then we're going to put the one with the smaller accent on the left. I don't think this really matters either, but you know, why not be consistent? On the left. So when you do it, it actually, the edge of the backing comes to the edge of my handle. And I'm gonna just bend my handle a little bit so those are nice and straight. Then I'm gonna take my other one, so my accent piece is to the center. Now, if you wanted to do a basting stitch around these, you certainly can if you want to make sure everything holds together. And I'm just gonna match this up to my other edge. Now, if your fabric doesn't exactly match up and come together, it's okay. Because when I sew this all the way around, you're going to use a 1-inch seam. So if you are a little off, it's not going to make any difference because you're sewing inside that. So I am just going to take my clips and we're going to clip all the way around the edge.
Peg says, when you wake up at 4:30 and can't get back to sleep, you oversleep.
Oh, that is true.
So good morning.
Been there, done.
To you. And Cindy is checking in. Sharon has a question. Does Amy use batting anywhere in this pillow book, even not quilting?
No. If you wanted to, you could quilt your pillow. You could quilt your front. You could do any of that if you wanted to. This one is just quick and easy. There's no batting. If you're gonna do any kind of a decorative stitch to the front or embroidery, I would do stabilizer on the back. But for this, I'm not.
Brenda, it looks like April has helped us out here. She says the bunny mat video on Breakfast with Amy was on January 24th of 2025. So,
wow.
So thank you for that.
April does a lot. We should give her like a new director instead of just our countdown person.
Is she our information director?
Our information director. That's a good one. All right, so I've done my clips all the way around the edge. You're gonna sew at a 1-inch seam. So if you have the marking on your machine, that's great. If you need to put some type of masking tape or something so you know where your 1 inch is, you can do that.
Or if you had a laser, that would work fine also.
Yes, it would. So I am just going to do 1 inch all the way around the outside. My machine has little marks on the top, so I actually have a mark that I'm going by to know where my 1 inch seam is.
Kathy says I'm trying to make them dizzy. I'm just
trying to make them dizzy?
I'm just keeping you awake on this Saturday morning, so I want to get you up and going for the day. Yes, we'll certainly give April a raise for that new title. Right, Mary Ann, and Kathy and
Steve.
Helen and Steve. Yes, I think they are all on our fictional payroll. So
Fictional payroll. Yes, that's a good way to say it.
Peg says maybe you mentioned it, but sew those handles down well. She goes, her grands carried so much in them besides books.
Oh, yes.
A couple pulled out, so.
Yep. I said I didn't really think too much about it, but yeah, they do carry a lot in there. So yeah, you might want to reinforce that. Go back and forth a couple times when you're stitching down those handles.
April, we would love to move to Iowa if that's what you're, if you would so like to do that.
I'm stopping with my needle down so I can pivot, and I can pivot right on that 1-inch line. So that's why I might go back and do a couple extra stitches.
Yes, Bonnie, she goes, when she stays late watching her granddaughters, her son-in-law tells her that he will double the pay. 0 times 0 equals 0. So
true.
Mm-hmm. Kathy says she got a raise in her fictional payroll paycheck.
Excellent. Randy does too.
Make sure you notify the IRS of that, Kathy. We don't want to get anybody in trouble with that.
Did you notify the government when you got a raise in your fictional payroll?
I certainly will. I haven't been as fortunate as Kathy because I haven't got the raise yet. So.
No, because you get paid in love and affection. Randy has the job he didn't apply for. He can't quit.
Cheryl, there is a place that you can switch from pickup in store to shipping. I am not sure where that is.
You can go and edit. When you edit your account, you can switch that into shipping or pickup in store. All right, I've sewn all the way around. I just want to trim off my corners. And on some project this big, it's just easier to lay my ruler on there, trim those corners off. Also, you can, if you want to have it a nice professional look, you can go back and then do a zigzag stitch around these edges. And then that gives it a nice look too.
Linda said that she had gifted some reading pillows with a book and a flashlight. So there's an idea to put with them.
Cute, yeah. They make great gifts.
And they use them to put their diaries in.
Absolutely. So now all we have to do is just turn it right side out. Now get those corners poked out. Now this is a great where you would use your bodkin or I probably have something around here. Oh, I do have a bodkin. I just had to remember where I put him. Go in there and poke out these corners really nice.
And yes, you are correct, Deborah. We do have the perfect flashlights to purchase. And if you want anything like that, you can go into our comments sold store, and anything that we have had on before, if they're still available, they are in there.
All right. So you can take this to your iron, press this down really nice. There is your pillow. So how cute is that? You've got your nice pocket in the front, so it doesn't have to be for kids. This would make a cute one on your bed. to keep a pillow in. If you know someone that maybe is sick, like me, you could put some Kleenex in it, some cough medicine, and would make a great gift for anyone like that. So that is as easy as it is to make the pillow. When you get the directions, it has both the sizes to cut for the 20 or the 16. And we do have some different fabrics.
And before you get there, I'm just
have
going
questions?
to. Yes, I do have to be proactive and take the cookies and peach pie. That is right, Kathy. Let's see. Kathy is wondering what's the purple thing on the ruler. And that is, you can.
That is, we do have these in our comments sold store too. It's called the Guard. You get 2 of them in a package, and they have little glue circles. So when you are cutting, you can put your hand behind here when you're doing your cutting, and then if you start to slip, it's not going to get your finger. And there's 2 of them in a package, and they're cut on the sides. So if you have a square up ruler, you could put another one here so that you could cut both ways and have that guard on there. So they are in our comment sold store. And yeah, they're a great thing to have. They give you some extra safety for your fingers.
Stacy says nursing home present for the pillows.
Oh yeah, perfect. They make a great gift. All right, so here's our fabric bundles that we have today. So this one was Abby from Sesame Street. So you get a yard of the Abby print, yard.
And I'm going to zoom in a little bit just for those that joined.
Abby, a yard of the pink, and a fat quarter of the green, because your fat quarter is just your handle and the inside of your pillow, which is also the little accent. So $29.50, sold 100 Abby. Then we have Dino. So little boys, how cute is this? You have dinosaur fabric. And then the other fabric, so a yard of that, the other fabric, and these pillows too work great for directional, because you can turn it when you're making your pillow top so you know what direction it lays. So it works great for directional. So a yard of the dinosaur, a yard of the dinosaur skin, and then a really pretty bright green to go for your accent and your handle. Because all little boys love dinosaurs. Little girls too. So that is sold 100 Dino. Then we have a pirate. This is Jake in the Neverland. I only know this because I have grandkids. So you get a yard of Jake and the Neverland fabric, a yard of the red, and then an accent of the dark navy blue. So that's sold 100 pirate. And then we have a Dr. Seuss. How easy is this? You go and get a Dr. Seuss book and put it in the pillow. You have the perfect gift. You get a yard of the Dr. Seuss fabric, a yard of the yellow, and then a fat quarter of this really cute fun print that has all the different colors in it from Dr. Seuss. So that's sold 100 Seuss, S-E-U-S-S. And then for the adults, we have the fabric that I used for the tulip. So you get a yard of the tulip fabric, a yard of the purple, and a fat quarter of the yellow for your handle and your accent. I mean, isn't that pretty? I'm going to put this on my bed, whether Randy cares or not. And then the one that I did this morning was the blue flowers. So you get a yard of the blue, a yard of the light brown, and a fat quarter of the dark brown for the handle and the inside pocket accent. And that one is sold 100 blue.
Okay, before we go on to the inserts, just a couple of things here. April is wondering that guard, is that permanent on the ruler or can it be removed?
It can be removed. It's not an easy to remove, but you can stick in there and pry it up. But they make it so it's not easy, so if you're going along and you hit it, it's not going to move.
Peg says that she used those guards, had one of those about 15 years ago. Emily says that you could put jammies in the pocket for an overnight stay at Grandma's house.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Then we do have the pillow inserts. So the 16-inch is the smaller one. It is $18.50 for the 16-inch insert. These are nice because they do have the zipper. They have the zipper on them too, so you can take the outside of these off and wash them as well. So that's the 16-inch for $18.50, sold 101. And then we have the 20-inch, which is what I used for the big pillow. In my pattern, there is cutting directions with sizes for both. So you have enough fabric to make either or. Here's your 20. It is $29.84, sold 102 for your 20-inch.
And Cindy's wondering if you could show the back of the pillow, please.
The back, yeah. So when you put your envelope closure on, see how we had one that had the larger accent and one that had the smaller. So you've got your accent for your envelope closing.
So yeah, the 20-inch pillow is sold 102.
Any other questions?
No, just I don't see anything else right now. So.
Well, great. Well, thank you for joining me and listening to my croaky voice this morning. Hopefully you could listen along. And yeah, makes great gifts. You can join me every Friday, sometimes Saturday, but every Friday for Breakfast with Amy at 8 o'clock Central. And I make just a quick and easy project that you can make for yourself or for friends. And it's something that doesn't take a lot of time and works really easy. Otherwise, Randy will be with me Monday on this side of the camera for Happy Hour with the Healy's every Monday and Thursday at 5 o'clock. Every Tuesday night at 7 for Treat Yourself Tuesday, where we bring you about 30-some things, fabrics, notions, fun stuff. And then Wednesday mornings, remember this coming Wednesday, we're starting our newest sew-along, the Oh So Happy. Still plenty of time to get going on that. And other than that, have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you're working on something that makes you happy.
Just a couple of questions here to finish the show. April says, when does Be Happy start?
Wednesday.
So that. Tammy was wondering if we have turtles fabric.
Ninja Turtles?
I don't know.
I don't think we do.
Peg says to whisper yell for the Cyclones.
We will.
She says, Mom Chelovich is back. I didn't know if he was going to be playing today or not. I know he's back at practice. So
maybe things will turn around.
So thank you for all the well wishes. Those of you that are somewhat new to us, thank you for joining us. And certainly those of you that have been with us for a long time, we certainly appreciate you. And thank you for letting your friends know so we can keep building this. And it's a lot of fun, especially when we see all the comments that you guys have.
Absolutely.
Tammy said just regular turtles, so I'm not sure.
No, we might have something with just like a kid's print with little turtles on.
And Susan's wondering what is Be Happy, so we can explain that quick.
Yes, it is a sew-along. We're going to start on Wednesday morning. We're going to do it for about 9 weeks. Oh, yeah, we have the pattern back here. Every Wednesday morning we work on a sew-along. We just got done with the Barn Star sampler. So Wednesday morning we are starting on this Oh So Happy Stitch Garden. So we're working it as like the first week we're going to talk about and work on the buttons. So I'll show you how to sew together a block of that. The next week is the houses. The next one we're going to break up into like the sew and the block. And then we have spools of thread, hearts and a sewing machine, fabric and a rotary cutter. So just a fun one where I show you how to make the block. You can use your own fabric. It's a great stash buster. You can purchase fabric for it however you want. We do have these available in our comment sold store, and we can get those right out to you so you can sew along.
All right. I don't have anything else.
Okay.
So thank you for all the comments this morning. We appreciate that. Thanks for joining us on your busy weekends. Those of you that are still snuggled up in bed, roll over and take a little nap yet.
Go back to sleep. Have a wonderful weekend.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.